Okay, so now this is the next question. We were told the sine of A is -3/5 and the angle is not in quadrant 4. Okay, so let's do some work here. Where am I? I'm not in quadrant 4. That's all I know. So where am I? Quadrant 3. Sine Astica. Okay, there's your 3 triangle parts. Put a -3 on one side, a 5 on one side, and one side's going to be figure out. So sine, do you remember the ratio? Y and R. What do you know about that x side? Positive or negative x? Negative. What is 25 subtract 9? Squared, 16, which makes this side 4. Okay, I'm also going to write cos of A Okay, so here we go. I'm going to double this angle and see what the trig value is. So, if I was to double the angle, what's the new trig value? So sine of 2A, can you grab your sheet? Which formula matches sine doubled angle? This one. So 2 sine A cos A. So there's my formula that I found as a match. Okay, I'm going to write 2, this is weird, but I'm going to write it as 2/1 because I'm going to deal with fractions, so I'm just going to make that a fraction. Brackets, brackets. Okay, what am I going to replace sine A with? -3/5. Okay, that was obviously the given. And what am I going to replace cos A with? Figured that out as -4/5. What is this as a final answer, positive or negative? Positive, because there's a negative there and negative there. Okay, ready? What's 2 times 3? 6 times 4? 24. What's 1 times 5 times 5? Okay, no calculator. Okay, cos of a doubled angle A. So this one gives me 3 options. You can pick any one of these options, it doesn't matter. I'm going to pick this first one here, which says cos squared A subtract sine squared of A. Okay, now I'm going to give myself a bracket squared minus a bracket squared, because I have to square whatever value I want, which is going to be the trig value. Okay, so cos A is -4/5, and then the sine is -3/5. If I didn't put brackets on there, it'd be wrong, okay? And I'd have to take off points. Okay, do you understand when you square anything, it's positive? Anything, positive or negative, right? Squaring something always would turn it positive. So this would be 16/25, good? Subtract, and then this will also be a positive 9/25. So together that would make 7/25. Okay, tan of the doubled angle. So you have a formula here. You can use this formula if you want. We didn't figure out the tan of A, but we obviously could write that down. I have a shorter way to do it. You know what, I actually might do the long way here just because I never know if it's going to turn up. Let's just do that. What is the tan of A? Just down here as a basic 3 over 4. Y over x, negative, negative though. Okay, so there's that formula for the tan double. Okay, so here I go. 2 times, what's the tan of A? 3/4. 1 minus 3/4 squared. Does that sound okay? Because I just made replacing tan A with a 3/4. Okay, I'm going to work this out. If you're okay, I'm going to cross off 2 and cross off 4 and change it into a 1 and a 2, like that, reduce. So 3/2 instead of 3/4. If I double 3/4, I'm at 3/2. 1 subtract 9/16. Okay, following the math. So 3/2. Are you okay if instead of 1, I scratch it and I write 16 over 16? Is that okay with you? 1 is the same as a 16 over 16. So that would make 7 over 16. Flip multiply. 3 over 2 times flip. I don't have a calculator, so what should I do that would help me with calculating this? Cross off, reduce, reduce. 8. So 24 over 7 is my final answer. Okay, now I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you a shorter way. Okay, do you remember that tan is y over x, right? Instead of y, what do we always say instead of y's? Sine. What do we always say instead of x? Cos. So this is also the same thing as that. Okay? Why would I have chosen this method? Because I know those values. That's why I would have chosen it. Okay, so here I'm just going to write it here. What is sine of doubled angle? So that's 24 over 25. And what was the cos double angle? That was our second question. So 7 over 25. Do you remember what would happen if you flip and multiply these? What happens to the 25s? They would cancel, and you would get, oh, look at that. That's the exact same value as we had, right? Okay, and then the very last question, you just have to remember what secant's all about. What is secant about? It's a flip of a cos. So it's the doubled angle, so we're going to go to the cos double angle, which was 7 over 25. So the answer to this would be 25 over 7. I just flipped that answer, okay? Okay, do you understand that when I double this angle, so if you think about an angle that is about this big, and you double it, where do you think it might land? Which quadrant would it land in if you doubled it? It actually lands in quadrant 1. Why did I know that? Sine, when I doubled it, the sine value was positive. When I doubled it, the cosine value was positive. Where's the only place that could happen? Quadrant 1. Okay, here's another question to try. So I gave you the cos value for 48 degrees was m. Some random letter, okay? What's the cos of 96 degrees? What's the relationship that's going to happen between those numbers? Doubled. Yeah, 2 times. Do you see that? 96 is double. Okay, so really, I have to do a doubled cos. So I'm going to grab out my sheet. Okay, there's 3 options. Option 1, option 2, option 3. Okay, I can only use one of these to answer my question. Which one do I have to use? Okay, so there's my options for my formula sheet. This one has 3. You have to use which one? You have to use this one. Why? Cos of the angle is given. Do you know the sine value? I don't know that. I don't know the sine value. So if I don't know it, I can't use it. So here we go. 2 times the cos value squared, subtract 1. What was the cos trig value that I was given? M. So this is my answer. Okay, oh, I have 2 questions, but maybe we'll just do one and see if you're okay. Okay, here we go. We have 2 angles. Okay, so I'm working on the bottom to give myself a bunch of room for my work. Okay, it says that both of my angles are in the same quadrant. So I have 2 angles. There's this A angle, there's this B angle. They're both in the same quadrant. So where could I potentially be if this one is cos negative? Anything to the left. Cos negative. Angle B, where could you have been? Tan positive. So which one would work for both of them? Quadrant 3. Okay. So now quadrant 3, I'm going to put the -7 there and the 25 there for XR. That's what I'm doing. This is all last unit. XR. And this is Y divided by X. Okay, what's the problem with just copying down the numbers? I forgot to analyze the negative situation. Okay, can you get me the third side here and the third side there? I'll let you do your calculators on this. 17, yeah. Bless you. Okay, please make sure you have positives and negatives analyzed, right? Always that. Astica, analyze where you're positive, negative. A lot of you forgot that on your test. You might have got 24, but then you forgot to write -24 on it, okay? Okay, here we go. So A, what do I know about A? I'm just going to go into my chart here. -24 over 25 is sine, right? YR. And then X, -7, 25. What do I know about angle B? So sine is the YR, XR. So here's my question. Figure out the cos value if you were to subtract A and B. So subtracting angle A and B makes a new angle. So what's the cosine value at that new angle? Okay, so what I want you to do is go cos A subtract B. Grab your sheet. Cos subtract makes cos A cos B plus sine A sine B. So I found the formula, copied it down. Okay, I'm going to give myself 4 brackets, and then I just plug in everything. I've already done the work. Now it's just plugging in. Okay, so here we go. It's all organized. Cos A, cos B, okay, when these work out, they should always end up with the same bottom, by the way, on all these add subtract formulas. So 56 and 360